Hare Krishna. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada and to all His followers. Today, I thought I will just expound on this great Acharya of ours, Sri Bilva Mangala Thakura. As we all know, Bilva Mangala Thakura was blind during the last part of his life, and there's a story behind it. He was actually in his previous life, it is said, a wonderful sannyasi who was extremely a good preacher, and he used to give prasadam to many devotees. And every day he would feed so many. So because of that, he had a shortage of funds. So one day he was looking for some more Lakshmi to do this seva. So he came across, as he was passing by, a funeral going on at a particular place. A king and the queen and a lot of their entourage was there on a funeral, and the pyre of the funeral was lit, and it was an 18-year-old princess. And as these people went away, Bilva Mangala Thakura was a sannyasi at the time. He went and thought, let me take all these ornaments that are on the body. What she's going to do is she's already dead. So I can use this for a better thing. So he was removing those ornaments from the body. So at the time, suddenly he heard a voice of this princess, and she told him, please don't do this. In case you want wealth, please go back to my father. And in the same room where I was staying, just under my cot, there is a lot of wealth I have hidden and kept. So if you tell him, he's going to dig it out and you will surely get it. So please don't remove anything from my body. So hearing this, Bilva Mangala Thakura, as a sannyasi of that particular birth, he went to the king and told him what he had heard, and they dug the place and he found a lot of ornaments. And the king was very happy and he shared a bit of it so that he could do more seva. But after a few months or something, and Lakshmi was less, so he again went to the same funeral ground, and he went and picked up the necklace which was still there. As he picked up this necklace, he again heard the sound of this princess, and she cursed him, saying that you have done the most abominable thing, though I have asked you not to do it, and in your next birth you will be forfeit of all the things that you have done now, and you will be in the most abominable birth as a lustful person. And then, this is how he was born. He was born in a South Indian Brahmin family, very well-to-do by his nature, and he was very learned. But the same princess again took birth as Chintamani, a prostitute. And Bilva Mangala Thakur fell in great, you can say not love, but full of lust for this lady. And he would go to an extreme extent to please her, and every time he was thinking of her and doing all sort of things for her. One day he lost his father, and just after he finished the funeral rites and Kriya Karma, he was so much attached to meet her that though it was raining, torrent of raining was falling, lightning, the thunder, still he went to meet her. And he had to cross a river to go and meet Chintamani. So he didn't find any boat, but he saw a log floating. Actually, the log was a dead corpse. But thinking it was a log, and in his lustful desire, he didn't even see that it was a dead body. He clung on to the dead body and crossed the river. After crossing the river, he went in great haste to the house where Chintamani was staying, but he found the gates were locked. Already it was too late. So he went around the house and he saw a rope hanging, and he climbed the rope and he went in to the room and met Chintamani. So Chintamani saw that he had come with so much anxiety and haste and such lustful desire. So she, who was acting like a guru in this birth of his, told him that you are wasting your precious life for just a bag of, like I am just a bag of bones and skin. You are wasting your precious life. In fact, you should be serving Lord Govinda. Go to Vrindavan. From there, if you serve him properly, you will get everything you want. You will be totally satisfied. This satisfaction that you are looking for is temporary, is a waste of time. You are such an intelligent person. She chided him, So this actually struck a chord into the you can say, heart of Bilwamangala Thakura, and he went from there, leaving her, and he decided to serve Govinda. As he was going towards Vrindavan, again he met a Brahmin and he stayed there in their house, but he lusted for the Brahmin's wife, and the Brahmini. So this again he felt very, you can say, ashamed, and he said that, what am I trying to do? So much of lust in me, I should not be looking at any of the sense objects. So with that sort of a determination, he took the hairpin, in the olden days the hairpin used to be quite big, the hair of the ladies. He took that and he poked both his eyes and gouged his eyes out. And without his eyes, now he said, I'm not going to suffer any more of this. And he was totally focused on serving the Lord. And after he reached Vrindavan, he used to just recite the Leelas of the Lord, and he used to go around chanting, dancing. And it is said that the Lord himself would come and guide him with as a boy. He would take his hand and give him prasadam sometimes. He would take him to safe places, and he would take care of him. So one day, the Lord, of course, Bilwamangala Thakur never understood that it was the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He was helping him directly. But one day the Lord took out his basuri and started playing it. So when he was playing this basuri, Bilwamangala Thakur suddenly felt so ecstatic, his heart started melting, and the deep desire of Krishna became so much that he understood that this is not an ordinary basuri that he is hearing. And he started talking to this boy, hey, I know you are the Supreme Personality of God, you are Gopal, I know. But at that time, the Lord left his hand and ran away. But he started behind him, hey Govinda, even though you may leave my hand and go, but you will never leave my heart, you will always be there. And with that determination, he started in ecstasy, preaching more and more in Vrindavan. In Vrindavan, he also took a diksha from a sannyasi called Somagiri. And his diksha name was Leela Sukha. Leela Sukha was because he used to always recite the Leelas of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Madhurya Ras especially, there was this way of speaking, and he used to give more detailed narration of the conjugal relationship of Radharani, and he was an extremely expert in that, and everybody had great respect for him then. So it is said that even our six Goswamis, then we had Ramananda Rai, then we had Prabodhananda Saraswati Thakur, then Krishnadas Kaviraja, Vishwanath Chakravarti, then Bhaktivinoda Thakur. All of these great personalities expounded on his book. He has written Krishna Charanamrita, which is this extreme, topmost, you can say, Madhurya Ras explanation. The Madhurya Ras explanation is given in this book, and in all these great personalities expounded on that. And they have written wonderfully on this further. Bhaktivinoda Thakur, of course, wrote in Sarangati, and in Sarangati he has said that, oh, let me be the gopis, you can say Manjari, and serve them more, and let me do the service so that I can get the mercy of Radharani. This is what he wrote in this Saranagati. And of course, we also have Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. He wrote on Sharana Gada, and in that also he expounded on this great Leelas. So this is the greatness of Bilwamangala Thakura, and in the end he left his body in Vrindavan, and if you go now to Gopinath Bazaar, his samadhi is there at that place. So Bilwamangala Thakur ki jai. So the moral of the story also is that we should not covet on somebody else's wealth, because if we would covet that, the repercussions can be very serious. As a sannyasi, you are such an extreme close devotee of the Lord. He was doing Bhagavata Seva, he was doing prasadam distribution to devotees. But still, as a sannyasi, he fell down because he took the wealth of somebody else which he was not supposed to. So we have to be very careful, learning from this great lessons from such personalities, that we have to be very careful not to usurp somebody else's wealth, as this is not allowed and can have very strong karmic reactions. So Bilwamangala Thakura was such a great personality that he gouged his own eyes out. So that his dedication was so firm. Once he firmed up that he would serve the Lord, there was nothing beyond that. He went to the extreme extent of not even bothering. We will not even think of that. He was such a surrendered personality. So we had such a great Thakur in our parampara. So Bilawangla Thakur ki jai. Hare Krishna. Pranam to all of you all. Hari Hari Bol.